You're not going back to them. You're going back to what feels familiar. Because if it was only about what they did, you wouldn't return. You've already felt the disappointment, already told yourself you're done. And yet, you still check your phone, reread old messages, and soften when they reach out. Not because it's fixed, but because it feels known. Consider the countless times you've sworn off that one person, only to find yourself drawn back in. Maybe it's the late-night text that you know will lead to another cycle of hope and heartbreak, or the casual coffee invitation that you accept, even though every fiber of your being screams no. These aren't isolated incidents. They are real-life examples of familiarity's magnetic pull. It's the comfort of the known, even if the known is painful. You might rationalize it, telling yourself, "This time I'll be stronger," or "Maybe they've changed." But deep down, it's the echo of what was, the ghost of a past connection that pulls you back into its orbit. It's the subtle whisper that perhaps, just perhaps, the good times could return, overshadowing the very real pain you've experienced. You see it in small moments, a song, a place, a memory, and suddenly you remember how it felt in the beginning, how easy it was, how wanted you felt. You tell yourself, maybe this time is different. You reply faster than you planned. You ignore the part of you that feels cautious. And slowly, you fall back into the same pattern, not because you forgot, but because something feels stronger. It's the illusion of a fresh start, a belief that the good times can outweigh the bad, even when history proves otherwise. You might find yourself replaying old conversations, revisiting places you once shared, all in an attempt to rekindle a flame. This isn't just about nostalgia, it's about the brain's tendency to selectively remember the positive, glossing over the red flags and the hurt. Think about the couple who breaks up every few months, only to reconcile. Or the friend who always returns to a toxic relationship. It's not a lack of intelligence or self-worth, it's the powerful, often subconscious draw of the known. The comfort of a familiar argument, a familiar touch, even a familiar disappointment can feel safer than the terrifying unknown of starting over. This isn't just about romantic relationships. It can be a dysfunctional family dynamic you keep returning to, or a friendship that leaves you drained. The pattern is the same, the allure of predictability, even when it comes with a high emotional cost. It's the devil you know versus the devil you don't, and often the known devil feels less threatening, even if it's actively harming you. What's actually happening is this. Your mind isn't choosing what's best, it's choosing what's predictable, even if that predictability includes pain. Familiar emotions feel easier than uncertainty. You already know how this person behaves, how it plays out, how it ends. And that sense of knowing creates comfort even when it hurts. It's a survival mechanism, a way our brains try to conserve energy by sticking to established pathways, even if those pathways lead to distress. The fear of the unknown, of navigating new emotional landscapes, can be far more daunting than enduring the familiar discomfort. This cognitive bias, known as the status quo bias, makes us prefer things to stay the same, even if change would be beneficial. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed." And part of going back is holding on to that quiet idea that this time it might work. It's the hope that this time the narrative will change, that the ending will be different. This illusion is a powerful shield against the harsh reality that some connections are simply not meant to be, or that they have run their course. It's easier to cling to a comforting lie than to face an uncomfortable truth, especially when that truth means dismantling a significant part of your life. If this feels familiar, there are more videos like this in the Relationships and Identity playlist. And if you want more perspective like this, subscribe to Daily Reset Lab. When you leave, you don't just lose the person, you lose the routine, the connection, the version of yourself that existed with them. So going back isn't always about them. It's about restoring something that felt stable. It's about the comfort of shared history, the inside jokes, the way they knew your coffee order without asking. These are the anchors that make letting go so incredibly difficult, even when the ship is sinking. You lose the shared future you once envisioned, the comfort of a familiar presence, and the identity you built within that relationship. The void left behind can feel immense, and the easiest way to fill it seems to be by returning to what once was. So the problem isn't just that you keep going back. The consequence is that you stay inside the same pattern, where familiarity feels safer than growth. You sacrifice the potential for a healthier, more fulfilling connection for the perceived safety of the known. This cycle can prevent you from discovering new aspects of yourself, from building resilience, and from truly moving forward. It's a subtle trap, where the comfort of the past becomes a barrier to a better future. You might miss out on opportunities for genuine connection, personal development, and a life that truly aligns with your values. The shift is to see this clearly. You're not choosing them. You're choosing what feels familiar. And once you see that, you create space to choose differently. This awareness is the first step towards breaking the cycle. It allows you to acknowledge the underlying psychological drivers. It empowers you to consciously seek out new patterns, new connections, and new ways of being that truly serve your well-being. You have the power to choose growth, even when it feels uncomfortable. If this made you reflect, watch. Why you can't let go after a breakup.